Now, one of the world's largest diamond mining companies, Petra Diamonds, has reached a $6 million settlement with claimants at its Williamson mine in Tanzania. Petra Diamonds had been accused of being responsible for widespread human rights violations, including beatings and detentions. Last year, the firm said it was investigating allegations that artisanal miners who trespassed on the firm's mines were detained, beaten and shot at, killing at least 7 of them. The abuses were allegedly committed by security contractors. Here are 2 of the victims speaking last year.
The
mine run by Williamson Diamonds Limited is harassing the people who live around it. When people are caught, even if it happens outside the mine's perimeters, they are taken inside and hurt, or even killed.
My family suffered a lot as a result because my husband was our sole breadwinner. He looked after us all whenever he made a bit of money. To be honest, it's affected us a great deal. I had an 8-month-old baby when all this happened.
Well, in reaction to this settlement, Petra Diamonds said the company board and management are deeply concerned and saddened by the allegations. The board regrets the loss of life, injury and mistreatment that appears to have taken place around the mine. The agreement reached with the claimants, combined with other actions put in place, are aimed at providing redress and preventing the possibility of future incidents. Let's get more now from Anneke Van Woudenberg. She's the Executive Director of RAID. That's a corporate watchdog NGO which gathered evidence in this case. RAID stands for Responsibility, Accountability in Development. Anneke, thanks a lot for talking to us here on Focus in Africa. Tell us, what more is this company accused of?
Well, of course, the company has this week admitted to quite a number of human rights violations. So we documented considerable numbers of deaths, beatings, stabbings, artisanal miners that had been detained at the company's detention center, which it had on its own premises, and also handcuffed to hospital beds in the hospital run on the mining concession. So I would say the allegations here were extremely serious. And of course, what happened this week is that Petra Diamonds settled the case, paid this large, all-encompassing compensation package for the victims as well as the local community. I would say a considerable step forward, since it's rare that we see corporate accountability by these large multinational companies.
Okay, we'll talk about corporate responsibility in a moment, but first of all, I mean, the company, Petra Diamonds, refused to accept liability, saying the perpetrators were from a different company, but they have apologized and offered this compensation. Is that enough?
Well, I would first say it's quite normal when you have these kind of settlements that you have the legal language which says that they don't admit legal liability, but I think it's clear what the company is doing here. Is the money enough? Look, it's never enough to bring back individuals who've died or to really alter life-changing injuries, which some people have had. But I would say it goes quite a far step forward in starting a new chapter around this mine and at beginning the process of healing and getting better relationships between the mine and the local community.
And talking about corporate responsibility, how widespread are incidents like this across Africa?
I would say far too much. Look, the kind of work that my organization RAID does is that we document these kind of abuses by corporations and then work very hard to try and get redress for local communities. And I would say that it is still rare that we see justice for these kinds of crimes, especially when these companies are based in the global north, which of course is often where companies raise money on stock exchanges and where their headquarters are, which was the case with this particular company. It was listed on the UK stock exchange, had a UK office, yet its operations in Tanzania had all of these difficulties and concerns. that frankly, the company was not adequately investigating, nor was it really taking charge of what the security contractor was doing. And I should say it wasn't just the contractor. RAID also documented involvement of the mining company's own personnel, sometimes at very senior levels, in either being part of the abuses or those abuses taking place on their watch.
And you know, just briefly, if you would, do you think other companies are watching this and taking note and saying, well, this might be us in the future?
I think they are. This was a company that claimed to be ethical. It claimed it had the highest standards, yet no one was checking. And companies shouldn't be able to self-proclaim that they are ethical or responsible. We need much better due diligence and, frankly, I would say stronger laws. So when companies like this commit these type of abuses far away from where their headquarters are, that they can be held to account. Today's settlement is a step in the right direction. I hope other companies are watching.
Anneke Van Woudenberg from the NGO RAID. Thank you very much for talking to us here on Focus on Africa.